We're looking for Sophie. Okay, then let me start, even if Sophie is not around yet. I presume she will be here in a moment. I'm very happy to present the results of the 2021 Positive Impact Rating here. Together with Sophie, both of us, we are members of the Peer Supervisory Board. Now, why does it need the peer? While traditional rankings are mostly interested in economic benefits to students and business schools, the peer is very different. It looks at the positive impact business schools have on their world. We use a clearly defined positive impact rating model for this. The peer asks students to assess their own school's positive impact, thereby capturing the views and expectations of students, an important stakeholder that is rarely heard in rankings. A voice, however, that is as well knowledgeable as credible. The peer is structured as a rating, positioning schools on 5 different levels, not in specific positions. We don't want to encourage schools to try very hard to become leaders, thereby beating their competitors to make meaningful progress in the sustainability field. We need collaboration, not competition. Business schools are traditionally seen to support business and the economy. Making a positive impact on society has not been considered a core issue to business schools. The peer wants to be a lever of change and development in the needed transformation of business schools. And the peer is not just a rating tool, but also a tool for social impact measurement. Successive generations of students evaluate their school's impact. The results can be used for prime reporting, for EQUIS, for ASCSB self-assessment reports. The positive impact rating model is a model that was uniquely developed by a large group of business school representatives to measure the positive impact of business schools. It measures the positive impact in 3 different areas: energizing the school, educating responsible leaders, and engaging in society. These 3 areas are further broken down into 7 dimensions: governance and culture, programs, learning methods and student support, institution as a role model, and public engagement. Now, the dual value proposition of the peer. The peer is designed as a rating tool which captures the voice of your students, analyzes your school's performance, and benchmarks your school's results with the overall average of all schools. It thereby serves as a basis for communicating your school's positive impact internally and externally. But the peer is also designed as a tool for supporting school development. It provides a measurement tool and access to a dashboard where students and school can both access and analyze their school data. Schools can learn from each other and exchange experiences. The peer report and webpage contain case studies from well-rated schools. Data are collected by student organizations which have full access to their school's data. They are empowered to actively engage with faculty and staff in social impact development. Sophie, I'm happy you're on board, and now I hand it over to you. You are the president, as you were announced already.
Great, thank you, Thomas. And I made it just in time to present the results of the 2021 version of the Positive Impact Rating, which followed a different approach than in 2020. This year, we reached out to school administrations and student organizations together to collaborate on the Positive Impact Rating. And we followed an open invitation approach, inviting schools from different regions and with different backgrounds. The basis for this approach was that we moved to a fee-based model in 2021 to secure the sustainable financing of the initiative. That automatically resulted in a stronger involvement of the schools in the data collection process, which has been counterbalanced with a signed commitment to respect the integrity of the student voices. In the end, this step made it also easier to foster the collaboration between faculty and students, as a first step was already made during the registration. This approach then led to a participation of 47 business schools from 22 countries and 4 continents. 24 schools were returning and 23 schools newly joined the rating. 15 of our schools are ranked in the top 50 Financial Times Master in Management ranking, and 7 schools in the top 50 Corporate Knights Green MBA ranking. 2 schools figure in both rankings. The most significant change compared to last year is the number of participating students. It went up from 3,000 to 9,600, with 8,800 submissions being counted as valid. That's more than tripling the number. Also, the average number of participating students went up from 48 to 187 students per school, with a minimum number required being 100 students per school. But now let me actually dive into the qualitative insights the survey opened to us. The students shared what they would like their schools to stop and start doing to improve their positive impact in open questions at the end of the 20-question survey. If we have a look at the bigger picture of what the students want their schools to stop, we can actually see 2 clear areas of action. What and how they learn, and with whom they learn, and then also what the behavior looks like on campus, and if it reflects a sustainable mindset. The top 3 mentions students request their school to stop doing are teaching outdated theories and models of economics and business, using single-use plastics on campus, and employing staff with no knowledge, experience, or passion in sustainability. And beyond this, actually, the students' expectations regarding what their schools should start doing were even more explicit. The top 3 points are putting sustainability at the core of teaching economics and business, providing practical sustainability competencies, and engaging with nonprofit organizations for courses, projects, and career options. The patterns we observed were obvious, and it's pretty striking how the 9,000 students worldwide were clear in their demands to learn about sustainability in the core of the study program, and about learning to apply these insights practically. They ask for a different quality of insight, but also for different skills and competencies. These students will have to build their lives over the next 20 to 30 years. And if you can agree that this will happen in a dramatically different world, you probably can also agree that their demands are highly realistic and well-founded, and that our schools are the right places to equip them with what is needed to navigate this rising complexity. Thomas, do you want to dive deeper into interpreting the data?
Sure. The peer rating uses quintiles to position the schools according to their overall scores. It positions them on 5 different levels and calls them beginning schools, emerging schools, progressing schools, transforming schools, and pioneering schools. Schools are further listed alphabetically within each level, not in order of their performance to reduce a sense of competition. Moreover, peer only publishes the schools in the top 3 quintiles, levels 3 to level 5, purposefully reinforcing those that are successful in their transformation rather than shaming those who are not yet there. Now, the results. Today, we made available the report of the new Peer 2021 edition, and the results are surprising. For the first time, we are reporting 4 schools that have reached the top level 5, which we consider as pioneering schools. Of these top level schools, 3 are located in India and 1 in Kosovo. 1 of them has participated last year, while 3 are first-time participants in the peer. This came as a very, very big surprise to us. There are 24 schools rated on level 4 as transforming schools. They are listed alphabetically to remind you, so Alto is not the best and Barcelona is not the poorest performing school. Of these 24 schools, there are 5 schools that performed at level 4 already last year, namely EADA, Inkai, Antwerp, Vermont, and Maastricht. There are 8 new schools: Leipzig, Lewis, Strathmore from Kenya, Carleton, Krems, Jyväskylä, ISCTE, and Barcelona. 7 schools have managed to step up from level 3 to level 4. These schools include Audencia, Grenoble and IESEC, Fordham, ESADE, Koszminski, and Hong Kong. XLRI, Xavier School of Management in India, moved up from level 3 to level 5, which is highly remarkable. And there are 18 schools rated on level 3 as progressing schools. Of these 18 schools, there are 5 schools that performed at level 3 already last year: ETEC, ASCP, Hanken, Ketch, and Gothenburg. But there are 13 new schools also: Amsterdam, Concordia, EAE from Spain, École Hôtelière from Lausanne, HSE from Russia, ICHEC from Brussels, Jönköping, Rennes, Technical University Munich, University of Colorado, University of St. Gallen, University of Strathclyde, and Zurich University of Applied Science. All again in alphabetic order, don't forget. Now let me try to interpret these results. The overall peer score moved up slightly from 7.1 to 7.3 on a 10-point scale. The results, you've just seen them, look very different from traditional rankings, and this should not come as a surprise. Comparing the peer results with the results of the most recent Financial Times Master and Management ranking, it is interesting to note that some of the best-ranked Financial Times schools are not rated among the level 5 or level 4 peer schools. SP Jain is the only level 5 peer school which is also ranked in the Financial Times as number 36. 2 level 4 peer schools, ESADE and Leipzig, feature in the Financial Times as numbers 14 and 23. 6 other level 4 schools are also Financial Times ranked: EADA, IESEC, Antwerp, St. Petersburg, Grenoble, and Maastricht. They are ranked between numbers 32 and 50 in the Financial Times. Clearly, the peer measures and values different things than the FT does. That is the purpose of it. We were very surprised to learn that our top performing schools come from an emerging country context, namely India and Kosovo. We can only hypothesize today that an explanation may be that these schools are closer to society and its problems, while the leading business schools from the West have been allowed to inhabit the highly specialized academic ivory towers. Differences.
What I want to stress here, Thomas, actually, is that the differences between our best rated schools and the overall average are most visible in the engaging area, where the students actually evaluate their schools as role models by their reporting and by preparing their graduates to deal with sustainability challenges in their jobs. These differences are similarly big in the educating area, where the students evaluate their schools regarding the inclusion of sustainability challenges into their study programs and for applying innovative and inclusive learning methods. But now, maybe really quickly, who is actually behind the positive impact rating? The PEER is a Swiss-based association with a president, a supervisory board, and an advisory board, and not to forget, a great management team that coordinates everything behind the scenes. There are several international student organizations like Oikos, Net Impact, ISAC, SOS International, and Studenten for Morgen that actively collaborate with the PEER, and we are really proud and thankful for that. Last but not least, a thank you to our supporters and endorsers, and to all of our other partners. Mette.
Yes, Sophie, Thomas, thank you so much for this awesome, fabulous taking us through the idea behind PIR, but also the results from 2021. I really appreciate it, and I really also appreciate the interpretation, the surprises, and the interpretation of the surprises. I'll be fascinated to follow your future work on this exciting framework that you have created over a very short period of time. I congratulate you with your success. And on that note, it is my pleasure to direct the audience, and I understand we have a little more than 600 active participants following this Global Forum 2021. And I'm now going to invite you to go to the stage tabs, and which is the next section of the parallel sessions. And here we have the students dialogue, continuing the conversation you've just heard here in the keynote. And we have an introduction of the Prime Global Chapter Council with the 4 Chapter Council members. We have a responsible management professionalization, a discussion with some scholars, high-level scholars, of course, and we have a session on sustainability careers and change agents. So please enjoy yourselves for the next 45 minutes. See you later.